We are, all of us, leaving behind families, homes, the very birthplace of our species. Some for discovery, to see the unknown. Others for a new start. But today, whatever our reasons, we take the first steps toward a new future for humanity. Today, we begin to make our dream reality.
But why go to Andromeda and not some unexplored part of the Milky Way? It would be faster, cheaper, less dangerous, and ultimately more possible. The unknown is still the unknown, and would still be plenty dangerous, and you'd still have autonomy to do what you wanted. In a story, there has to be a hook, a believable reason to do anything. Something to attract you to the fiction as opposed to repelling you. Next clip is from the Golden Worlds trailer, and the relevant part is the text. The first two paragraphs tell us that Jian wanted to go to Andromeda already, and had already signed people up, without having accurate coordinates or conditions of what she was promising others. This is the work of an insane charlatan, and proof that this, to BioWare, was all an afterthought. The next passage tells us Quarians found a Geth array on the fringes of the Perseus Veil. The array was supposedly built from 3 mass relays. Apparently this magically provides a near-contemporary survey of the Andromeda galaxy. Thus, the trip to Andromeda came about through Quarian Geth data, which, during the time of Mass Effect 2, was data from a violent machine race bent on destroying organic life. So somehow the Geth have built a telescope from 3 mass relays, and as we know, mass relays have a quantum shield that renders them nearly impervious to damage by locking their structure in place at the subatomic level. They are cold objects that don't emit heat or radiation. The first question is, how did the Geth use or interact these things if they could not interact with them at an atomic or subatomic level? The second question is, how did they move them? And the third question is, how did they get them to work together to do something aside from transport matter? Well, these would have to be mass relays the Council or no one else knew of, or else they would have been detected immediately. So the Geth found 3 mass relays in the galaxy no one else did. They would have to somehow tow them together, meaning transport them through other functioning mass relays all the way to the Perseus Veil. How does that go by undetected? And if it's not through the normal functioning relays, then the Geth knew how to operate turned off mass relays and turned them on themselves, and thus discovered the secrets of using the mass relays, and then somehow junctioned them together into a massive telescope, which means the Geth have ultimately discovered the massive galactic secret of the function of the relays. This is kind of a big deal. These relays don't need a sister relay to connect to transmit data. How is that possible? If you can get a signal to and from another galaxy using a 3 mass relay telescope thing, what was stopping someone from then sending objects through this telescope of sorts, starting simply with probes? How about building a space station while you're out there? How about baby steps, as opposed to putting all your eggs in one basket? Which says nothing of the lack of redundancy and practicality of the unfinished Nexus and 4 ARC ships. What was the big rush? Why couldn't the plot simply have been to escape the Reapers? In reality, we know why this is all taking place in another galaxy. The ending of Mass Effect 3, and money. And there we have a continued series of the narrative errors of BioWare, of not only failing at the premise, but failing at providing proper exposition to the point of altering its lore.